Today is April 18th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we're on Chapter 7, Working with Others. We'll be reading page 94. Out of the 12 and 12, we're still cruising along in Step 12. We'll read page 117. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this beautiful Saturday morning, my friends. Life is good over here. We have been given another brand new set of 24 hours. It's the weekend. For all of you guys who have to work on Saturdays, I'm sorry. What a blessing it is that every single day in sobriety can feel like a Saturday morning. So that means we can eat cereal every morning. We can watch cartoons every morning. What else did I do? Played a lot of video games as a kid. And then Saturday afternoons, I'd play hockey out in the streets until literally the street lights would come on McKee Ave back in Deptford, New Jersey. Man, those were some good times. But anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading, the great thing that we talked about was how broad these spiritual principles can be. That regardless of what religious background, or if you have one at all, we can still get so much out of these spiritual principles and live a life of integrity. As a Christian, these 12 steps have really bolstered my faith, and I have a much, much deeper relationship with my higher power now, thanks to the steps. But, regardless of your background, it's so nice. These steps are all inclusive, never exclusive. So with that, we're on page 94, Working with Others here, Chapter 7. Outline the program of action, explaining how you made a self-appraisal, how you straightened out your past, and why you are now endeavoring to be helpful to him. It is important for him to realize that your attempt to pass this on to him plays a vital part in your own recovery. Actually, he may be helping you more than you're helping him. Make it plain that he's under no obligation to you, that you hope only that he will try to help other alcoholics when he escapes his own difficulties. Suggest how important it is that he place the welfare of other people ahead of his own. Make it clear that he is not under pressure, that he needn't see you again if he doesn't want to. You should not be offended if he wants to call it off, for he's helped you more than you've helped him. If your talk has been sane, quiet, and full of human understanding, you have perhaps made a friend. Maybe you have disturbed him about the question of alcoholism. This is all to the good. The more hopeless he feels, the better. He will be more likely to follow your suggestions. Your candidate may give reasons why he need not follow all of the program. He may rebel at the thought of a drastic house cleaning which requires discussion with other people. Do not contradict such views. Tell him you once felt as he does, but you doubt whether you would have made much progress had you not taken action. On your first visit, tell him about the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. If he shows interest, lend him your copy of this book. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on Step 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and practice these principles in all our affairs. And yesterday we talked about learning the right relations with people who understand us and that we don't have to be alone anymore. So we're on 117. Most married folks in AA have very happy homes. To a surprising extent, AA has offset the damage to family life brought about by years of alcoholism. But just like all other societies, we do have some sex and marital problems, and sometimes they are distressingly acute. Permanent marriage breakups and separations, however, are unusual in AA. Our main problem is not how we are to stay married. It is how to be more happily married by eliminating the severe emotional twists that have so often stemmed from alcoholism. Nearly every sound human being experiences at some time in his life a compelling desire to find a mate of the opposite sex with whom the fullest possible union can be made. Spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. This mighty urge is the root of great human accomplishments, a creative energy that deeply influences our lives. God fashioned us that way. So our question will be this: how, by ignorance, compulsion, and self-will, do we misuse this gift for our own destruction? We AAs cannot pretend to offer full answers to age-old perplexities, but our own experience does provide certain answers that work for us. "24 hours a day, April 18th. AA thought for the day. As I look back over my drinking career, have I learned that you take out of life what you put into it? When I put drinking into my life, did I take out a lot of bad things? Time in the hospital with DTs, jail sentences for drunken driving, loss of job, loss of home and family. When I put drinking into my life, was almost everything I took out bad? Meditation for the day. I should strive for a friendliness and helpfulness that may affect all who come near me. I should try to see something to love in them. I should welcome them, bestow little courtesies and understanding on them, and help them if they ask for help. I must send no one away without a word of cheer, a feeling that I really care about them. God may have put the impulse in some despairing person's mind to come to me. I must not fail God by repulsing that person. They may not want to communicate with me unless they are sure of a warm welcome. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may warmly welcome all who come to me for help. I pray that I may make them feel that I really care. Daily Reflection, April 18th. Self-honesty. The deception of others is nearly always rooted in the deception of ourselves. When we are honest with another person, it confirms that we've been honest with ourselves and with God. As Bill sees it, page 17. When I was drinking, I deceived myself about reality, rewriting it to what I wanted it to be. Deceiving others is a character defect, even if it is just stretching the truth a bit or cleaning up my motives so others would think well of me. My higher power can remove this character defect. But first, I have to help myself become willing to receive that help by not practicing deception. I need to remember each day that deceiving myself about myself is setting myself up for failure or disappointment in life and in Alcoholics Anonymous. A close, honest relationship with the higher power is the only solid foundation I've found for honesty with self and with others. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. Some great stuff as always. Going back to the big book real quick, I love how it really does spell it out with working with others, right? That we really shouldn't force anything on our fellow man. It says here, just talk about what worked for us. It says, outline the program of action explaining how you made a self-appraisal, how you straightened out your past, and why you are now endeavoring to be helpful to him. It's important for him to realize that your attempt to pass this on to him plays a vital part in your own recovery. And that's the thing. And it says right here a little further down, you should not be offended if he wants to call it off, for he has helped you more than you have helped him. And then a little further down after that, he may rebel at the thought of a drastic house cleaning which requires discussion with other people. Don't contradict such views. Tell him you once felt as he does, but doubt whether you would have made much progress had you not taken action. So in other words, if this person doesn't want to do the steps, that's their choice. That is 100% their choice. It's honesty and it's open-mindedness and willingness. And some people just are not willing in that season of their lives. I hate it for them, but there's really nothing I can do to control that. And yesterday, speaking of that, talking about it, working with other people and literally like working on the job with other people and facing disrespect. It's slightly different than what we're talking about here with sponsoring. But I love what somebody said yesterday. For people dealing with disrespect, I don't have to expend my energy to get down on their level. But one thing I can do is pray for them. And I know that seems so counterintuitive, right? That seems so against our nature. But the more and more I've prayed for people I've had resentment towards, or who despitefully use me, the more and more that anger that I feel goes away. And I was taught this simple prayer: bless them, change me. If they're bringing out something in me, maybe I need to look within myself and go, why am I threatened by that? What is this affecting? Talking about like that 4-step inventory, right? What part of me is being affected here? Is it my self-esteem? What can I do about that? But you know what? Acceptance is the key to all of it, right? Accepting the fact that I can't change people. Now, do I have to surround myself with certain people that are negative all the time or anything like that? Or do I have to wallow in remorse and regret and be a doormat? Absolutely not. We stand on our own 2 feet. So that's some powerful stuff. Little things that I've learned and picked up along the way. And a quick story. I heard this from the meeting yesterday. A dear friend said he was going through some stuff. And he named specific things that he was going through, talking about financial hardships, and some other kind of deep issues that he was going through. And he felt so overwhelmed. And he's working on his truck or whatever, and all of a sudden, this random stranger, and I say random in air quotes, pulls up beside him, asks him some questions about his truck if he needed any help. Then he gets out of the car and he says, hey, I don't know why I need to say this, but can I pray with you? So the guy says, yeah, absolutely. I'll always take prayer. And then the crazy thing was, the stranger who never met this man before, out of nowhere, he prayed specifically for the needs that this man had mentioned that he needed. This man didn't know this man. Is that not incredible? Sometimes there are just certain events that happen in our lives that really make you think, is that odd or is that God? Who knows? I'm just throwing that out there. But my friends, I have rambled on enough. I hope you all have a great one today. And if you are sober, I hope you know that you're a miracle. And those who love you are very proud of you. And you have a unique superpower to help the next suffering alcoholic. And again, we don't have to force ourselves upon people, but we can be there for them. When they're ready to admit that they're powerless over alcohol, we can help them, take them by the hand, take them to the big book, and share our experience, strength, and hope. Pay it forward. It's beautiful stuff. And if you're not sober today, I hope and pray that you know that you're a miracle, that you have great worth, and that there are people who care about you, and your story is not done yet. Some of the best chapters are yet to be written if you'll have the honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness to make that first baby step toward change, whatever that might look like for you. But as always, my friends, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon. I am just a joyful drunk in this lifeboat of recovery, honored to be here, and honored to be here with you. And if we're given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.